Okay, I can see that many are joining. Yeah, it is 10 o'clock. Good morning, Markus.
Good morning.
I will start our leaders talk. Welcome to everyone who dialed in this morning, and also, of course, to the one who signed up to watch the recording later. My name is Markus Dohm, and I am Managing Director at Change Leadership and Partners. Just a few words. Change Leadership and Partners is a consultancy who offers leadership development and change leadership solutions. And of course, if you want to know more about change leadership and leadership development, please contact us. I have Markus Dohm, Executive Vice President of Academy and Life Care at TÜV Rheinland. Hello, Markus.
Hi, Markus.
I can say about you that I know you since many years, and I enjoyed your sense of entrepreneurship. You always come up and you always strive for something new and to make things better. And also, I love your, I think I would say, very modern and approachable way of leadership. And that's also the reason why you're here, because we have Leaders Talk today, and Leaders Talk is our new series, monthly series, where we invite thought leaders, business leaders, personalities to add value to leadership development and new technologies, new ways of leading. So welcome. Markus, I think before we go into the corporate metaverse we wanted to talk about, can you please tell us what is Academy in Life Care and who is TÜV Rheinland for the people who don't know?
Yeah, sure, I do. And first of all, thank you very much, Markus and team, for having me. And giving me the chance to talk a little bit about some new innovations we took into place, or at least we try to. And also thank you very much for the nice wordings before about my style and about myself. To come to the question, or to a little to explain about TÜV Rheinland and Academy in Life Care. First of all, TÜV Rheinland, as the name is suggesting, is a German-based company, a global acting company in the TIC sector, which is testing, inspection, and certification. And this is our profession, where we as a group, employing 20,000 people worldwide, are working with and for. In the end, it's to ensure a sustainable way of safety in the combination of people, technology, and environment. And one division in that group is called Academy and Life Care, and this is me and my team of round about 2,500 people worldwide. For sure, very much or very important markets to us are Germany and Europe, but also especially Asia Pacific, and more and more the Arabic countries, and also Africa. Our profession, or our scope, is in that field of testing, inspection, certification, to provide especially people-related services to ensure people health and safety in the working environment, and combining that with, for sure, trainings, with consultancy on health and safety, but also more and more in digital transformation. That's our job, and we like it very much.
Very nice. Thank you very much. And Markus, you are responsible for health and safety. You created a so-called Metaverse, and I know you also created that for for an event, actually, you know, for a health event. Can you maybe share your screen and show us what you have done? I think that's the best way to explore, and then or I can ask questions, and I will ask the audience also, if they have some question, they can write theirs in the chat, please.
So, yeah, this is, as you mentioned, our metaverse for our Empower Health, which was a piece of a format which we call Working Forward. But this was the starting point under the headline and motto of Empowering Health. As I mentioned before, health and people safety is one piece of our business. And we started our lesson or our way here in a metaverse with that headline and that topic, which is people health. And it was and is a digital way. I will explain later why we did it, yeah. But first of all, I think it's very interesting to you to surf a little bit with me through that metaverse and through that virtual world, if this is okay to you, Markus.
No, absolutely, and that's the idea. Guide us through and walk us through the metaverse, because I think that is where the magic is.
Okay, what I do here now is just surfing through our main hall. Yeah, if you go to the login, you will come to our main hall. You can see our corporate design as TÜV Rheinland. A little bit explaining about our company here in the upper right. And this is more or less created as a exhibition hall. And we started into that metaverse with a live event. It was a 3 hours live event, which you could join, or which you joined via getting here into the live hall. As we are now later on, more or less exactly 1 month later on, you can find in the meantime, yes, it works, the recording of that live event in smaller pieces here. I just go to one thing, then you can see a video opens.
Herzlich willkommen, liebe Zuschauer und Zuschauerinnen hier bei uns in Köln. Markus Dohm und ich, wir freuen uns sehr, dass Sie den Wegweisern in unserer virtuellen Messehalle gefolgt sind.
So I stop it here, and I have to I recognize and I have to apologize. This was just to serve our German market, yeah. So I have to apologize. This is all in German, by the way, and we are discussing how to roll it out for a global use, yeah.
Markus,
I just would like, yeah.
Let me understand. So I think that's all right. We know it was designed for the German audience first, and now it comes to international rollout. You know, when you say you could meet in that plenary, was that a live session for everyone?
Yes.
So so now we can, of course, later on in hindsight, we can see the recordings, but it was a live session for all your 350 guests.
Yeah, it was, and we are very proud. In the live event we had before we had 1,000 registrations, and the live event was joined by 600 people. So from my point of view, a very nice conversion rate. And in the live event, 600 people could see us, not virtually, but in a studio. Running the show. So we had some keynote speakers, a podium discussion, and so on, which we streamed live into that metaverse. And we have been connected with all the participants via a normal chat. This is one thing I would like to not highlight, but explain. We decided, as it was our first step into a metaverse, not to work with avatars, which could be the next step. We decided to have a virtual meeting, us in reality in a studio and streaming that to the metaverse. Yeah, and this is now the recording. Yeah, but from the very first day on, it was not just that studio, but also in addition, I would give you some more insights here, a networking place where the participants could just network, for sure also give feedback to us, put questions into a wider group of people. I hope it struggles not too much and you can follow.
It is fine. Markus, let me share one comment, and that is also why I'm so fascinated. We see metaverse even on TV. You can see BBC shows here in England, for example, showing metaverse, people with masks, with goggles, and if through these amazing 3D spaces. But what I've never seen is, and that's also why we are here together, is to put it into practice and to roll it out in an organization and to make it accessible for many and also for future participants. And what I also understand is that you purchased your license for a year, so you can so you have everything is accessible for your people for over a long period of time.
Yeah. This is one piece which we learned very quickly. Yeah? So first of all, as I mentioned, we had 1,000 registrations, and for sure, after having registered and having joined the live event, we had a lot of customer touch points again to have a continuously communication with the interested visitors or customers. And we decided, and therefore I have to explain another thing. We decided to add on to our live event, especially some master classes in a mediathek, which you can see here, for example, then in the field of empowering health, for example, safety culture, which you can see here. So, and this means in that mediathek, there from the very first day on, there was a possibility to go into that master classes to find some more content which you are interested in, some pitches, some explanations, some smaller learning nuggets. From that live event onwards, we did put more and more content to that mediathek. And for sure, we informed all the participants that some more content has been put into it. See here, you have been interested in that. Get some more lessons here and there. And this was very much appreciated by all the visitors. And because of that, we decided to extend our pilot, not just for 30 days as we did plan before, but for the rest of that year. So the metaverse, under the headline of empowering health, is now available and still being possible to enter for everyone up to the end of the year.
That brings me, Markus, to you mentioned already that the uptake was very well perceived. What are other responses you got? What is feedback you received about the metaverse and the content?
Yeah. First of all, we got. I would say no. I not would say. I say we got 100% positive feedback. As you mentioned, for a lot of visitors or customers, it was the first time really in a metaverse where you can see that it's not just a hype, but a real thing which you can work with and where you can get some benefits from. And also the new way of connecting with customers and giving them some more insights or some benefits, learnings here and there, discussions which you can join. This was quite useful. Yeah, this was in the end the reason for us to go to such a metaverse. Yeah, we didn't make big plans. We would like we would like to be a metaverse provider. Yeah, we just came from our issue we had that because of Corona, we have been not able to have our normal customer events through the year. And then we decided we could try to offer some similar in a virtual way. And for that, we got very, very positive feedback. And to me, personally, I completely underestimated the message and the value to my own team and to the company. Yeah, the guys have been very, very proud about us being Academy and Life Care to be able to run such a show, to go to such an innovation. So our internal efforts, or not the efforts, but the impact on our internal staff, whether they have been in the project team or just seeing that or reading about that and visiting the metaverse, was quite positive. And this was, honestly speaking, surprising to me a little.
Nice, Markus. Now you talked about the return, and but I'm also interested in the investment. I'm not sure if you can talk numbers, but investment is also the effort you put in. How long did it take to create something like this? Can you give us a bit? Yeah, can you share what was the investment?
Yeah. I'm honestly speaking, I'm not allowed to give you the full price of that, as we made it for sure with a partner. Yeah, we are not able to program such a metaverse for ourselves. We have a very nice partner, Neiro, a company which is specialized in that, and we are in a very, very good collaboration. But as I mentioned, in normal years, yeah, before Corona, we had more or less in Germany to run 4 or 5 of our customer events, which have been joined by 50 customers each. We had a budget of 150,000 euros. And this budget we also had for our pilot project Metaverse. Yeah, I mentioned already that we reached out to really a lot of more customers with that budget, but it was more or less comparable, the budget with our presence organization for 5 meetings a year. What we underestimated is the effort which you need to start that metaverse for the very first time. And this is not because of the programming piece or come into it. It is more about our internal effort to make the content proper to be shown and used in such a metaverse. It's on top of our normal way to present virtual classroom content, let's call it like that. On top of that, you need much more of effort and professionalism to bring that content in a proper way to that metaverse.
So you mean, so what you mean, Markus, what I understand is that you, when you say to bring it into a proper format, a way into the metaverse, does it mean you had to have refilm everything and rework the content so that you can put little bites into the metaverse?
Yeah, that's exactly that. Yeah, and for sure we did it, or we try to do it better than before, as we also would like to use it not just for that metaverse, but also for other use cases. And so you can't add one to the other piece to come to an overall budget, as we can use very much of that what we spent into that metaverse also for other use cases. But it was much more effort. The guys had to be, yeah, we had trainings how to show up in a video, yeah, how to make your content in a studio being presentable to others, which had been not in a classroom or in a training before. Yeah, so this is more or less to prepare for an exhibition, which is now digital and not, and you have to do it once and not to adjust it from one to the other, and make your lessons learned in your journey. You have to prepare it before in a perfect way. So this is much more effort as we had in normal virtual classrooms or for normal exhibitions.
So Markus, we both, CLP and Academy and Livecare TÜV Rheinland, we both have external clients, and we are providing for external clients courses and trainings. I mean, this was kind of an exhibition at this time, and it has some training elements in there as well. But are you planning to extend your training offers to the external world using the metaverse?
Yeah, this is the cool thing. Yeah, so once more, very honest, we try to start a exhibition or a customer event in a new format and take the lessons learned. We didn't have big plans after that. We just went into it. But because of the feedback, and some feedback is very, very tangible, and question or asking us, can we buy that for our internal learnings and so on, as we are a learning provider, as you mentioned as well.
Yeah.
So we are discussing now use cases which we can create from that lessons learned we had. And one is based on the feedback. In the end, this is a, let's call it, learning management system, which is very, very user-centric. So it's very easy to go through to find what you are interested in. For sure, it's not connected to a controlling piece that the guy take the lesson and blah, blah, blah. So, but it is a very easy way and a very modern way to find and consume content. And this is creating one use case. How can we provide our content, our trainings to users in such a format? And there have been two companies coming to us, asking us if we could run that show for them, not to be a full learning management system, but to take one piece, for example, for internal occupational health and safety, to provide that content in such a metaverse for a company, then branded with, for sure, the company's corporate design, for example. And we will definitely go on in our customers' events in that format, also for other topics.
Absolutely.
As I mentioned, the effort to us, for sure, it is a lot of one-time effort. And on the other way, the effort was heavy, but not bigger than we had in our presence customer events before. But the response and the touch points have been much more. In the meantime, we have, I think, nearly 3,000 touch points and logins into that metaverse. As I mentioned before, we had just 200 customer touch points a year by our normal events.
And I'm not sure you can answer that question, but Markus, what I can see, I mean, it is nicely branded as TÜV Rheinland, and but can you also change? I mean, you can certainly change the content, but could you change also? I mean, could you reuse it in a different world, for example? I mean,
this is what we are discussing with our partner. For sure, we can, or altogether with the partner, for sure we can. We have not the business case in place. Yeah, so in the end, it's also always about the business case. We can definitely use it for us, TÜV Rheinland, for other topics. This would make sense, absolutely. If we could partner with our customers to brand that in their corporate design, for sure, this needs to be discussed with our partner Negro. To in the end to think about it, how to make a business case out of it. We are not through that. As I mentioned very, very honestly to you, we didn't think about that before, but based on the feedback we got, we are now starting to develop further use cases in our innovation team.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, Markus. We have 5 minutes left, and I wanted to ask, is there from our audience maybe a question to Markus? And if you have, you can't really speak because we muted you, but you can write that in the chat, please. So if you have a question, just write in the chat what Markus can answer. Okay, and while we are waiting, if someone has a question, Markus, if you would summarize your journey, how would you summarize it?
I would summarize it as a normal change process. Yeah, we started very, very positively with a nice ambition to make something new, and we did fall into a deep valley as we have seen the effort, and honestly, what does it mean to us to present it in such a professional way? Yeah, but after the live event, and when the live event was ended very, very nicely, and the feedback came over us, it was really a cool thing. So really the hardcore lessons learned is it is not a way to save some budget. It is a lot of effort. It's a very cool thing. It's very, very innovative, and I'm quite sure it will be more and more normal. I don't think Metaverse is just a hype, and there are several use cases which are making completely sense. So we are very, very positive about that. And we are not. As I mentioned, we didn't make all of our thoughts before and how to use it,
Sure.
but a lot of use cases will come, and we take day by day new lessons learned with that.
Well, as I said earlier, there's a lot of entrepreneurship and courage at Academy and Life Care. We have Alice here. Alice asked if there are any analytics that you can see individuals' content or consumption.
Yeah, sure. Honestly, not too much, but at least we can see who registered to the live event, who did not join, and with all these logins, we can see how often do the logins happen, and which users are interested in which piece of content. So this is all about the analytics, not more, but also not less.
Okay, and we have another question.
Perhaps one more remark to that. Also there, we have been not interested in that controlling piece. Yeah, we just were looking for a way to reconnect with our customers, and the controlling piece was not in the focus of us. Yeah, so but also there we need to discuss what is relevant to us if we would like to make business cases out of it.
No, absolutely. And I can see it, Markus, as a new way of having a so-called LMS,
Yes.
the learning management system, because it's much more tangible, transparent, visual. So I think that is probably the future. And and there you have analytics, and it would be, of course, great to have analytics too.
Sure.
Absolutely.
There is a need to connect it to your backbone systems to really see did the user consume that piece of learning. Okay,
we are done for today, Markus. Thank you very much. Is there anything I forgot? Is there anything I forgot to ask?
Honestly speaking, I don't know for myself about all the questions which come along, as I mentioned several times. So you didn't forget anything.
Okay, good. Then thank you,
Markus, for the chance
it was a great pleasure having you. Great learning. Thank you, Markus. Very highly appreciated. And for everyone who is interested in the next Leaders Talk, which is, by the way, on the 25th of August, again at 11. And here we have Leif Sørensen, who is founder and managing director of ACTI. And ACTI is a change management simulation. And we will explore how to sustain change management with the help of gamification. Okay, so we're getting some claps here. Thank you very much. You get also a clap from me. And then I'm saying goodbye.
Thank you, Markus.
Goodbye
Bye.
to everyone. Thank you.
Bye.